Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate very much your generous invitation to be here tonight. You bear heavy responsibilities these days, and an article I read some time ago reminded me of how particularly heavily the burdens of present-day events bear upon your profession.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy, aka John F. Kennedy, was the 35th President of the United States, born in May 29, 1963. He graduated from the University of Harvard in 1940. Kennedy represented the 11th Congressional District of Massachusetts in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1947 to 1953. He was subsequently elected to the U.S. Senate and served as the junior senator from Massachusetts from 1953 to 1960. While in the Senate, Kennedy published his book Profiles in Courage, which won a Pulitzer Prize. In the 1960 presidential election, he narrowly defeated Republican opponent Richard Nixon. Kennedy was part of a very powerful and wealthy family, the Kennedy family. Patrick Kennedy is the progenitor of the Kennedy family, which it first originated from Ireland. He was the first Kennedy to live in U.S. with his wife Bridget Murphy. He had 5 sons, which one was Joseph P.J. Kennedy, JFK grandfather. P.J. was born in January 14, 1858. He was the only surviving male Kennedy left. He started working at a very young age in the docks at Massachusetts and eventually became a very successful businessman. He also served as a member in the House of Representatives in Massachusetts from 1884 to 1889. P.J. Kennedy had 4 sons with Mary Augusta, which one was Joseph Patrick Kennedy, JFK father. Joseph P. Kennedy was born in September 6, 1888. He was an investor, businessman, and diplomat. From 1968 to 1940, he served as the ambassador of USA in the United Kingdom. And that was not all. He also served in the U.S. Maritime Commission and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. On October 7, 1914, he married Rose Elizabeth Kennedy and had 9 children: Joseph Patrick Kennedy Jr., Rose Mary Kennedy, Kathleen Agnes Kennedy, Elsie Mary Kennedy, Patricia Ellen Kennedy, Robert Francis Kennedy, Jean Ann Kennedy, Edward Moore Kennedy, and last but not least, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the President.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News. Further details on an assassination attempt against President Kennedy in Dallas, Texas. President Kennedy was shot as he drove from Dallas Airport to downtown Dallas. Governor Connally of Texas in the car with him was also shot. It is reported that 3 bullets rang out. A Secret Service man was heard to shout from the car, "He's dead."
On November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot in Dallas, Texas while riding in a presidential motorcade. President Kennedy, after being hit, was transported to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where the president was later pronounced dead. The shooter was ambushed and arrested 70 minutes after the shooting. It was identified as former U.S. Marine Lee Harvey Oswald. On November 24, 1963, Oswald was being charged for the assassination of the president and for murdering a Dallas policeman when all of a sudden Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner shot him at point blank while on live television.
There is Lee Oswald. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's the man with a gun. It's absolute panic. Absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters. The detectives have their guns drawn. Oswald has been shot. There is no question about it. Oswald has been shot.
This caused an imminent death for Oswald. Jack Ruby was later sentenced to death, but sometime after he was granted a new trial, died in prison. This led to the belief that Jack Ruby worked with Oswald and it was a much bigger conspiracy, but no such evidence was found that proved this theory. 1 week after the assassination, former President Lyndon B. Johnson creates the Warren Commission to investigate the president's assassination. The official claim from the commission was, quote, "There was only one shooter. Oswald worked alone, and that there was not any major conspiracy behind all of this." Quote, "No further evidence or testimony proves the commission claims wrong." 3 days after the assassination of the president, he was buried in Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors.